Hi, my name is Charlene Coates, and I am interested in being a fellow for the Aspen Young Leaders Fellowship, and this is my supplemental question submission video. So first question is, why am I interested in the Aspen Young Leader Fellowship, and what do I hope to accomplish throughout the course of this 5-year experience? So I'm interested in joining because I'm all about finding new ways not only to network and to enhance my professional skills, but also always looking for a way to serve my community. I've been doing community service since I was about 13 years old, so any way that I can professionally serve, if any way I can learn professional skills and serve my community, I'm all here for it. I hope to accomplish, to grow more as a professional young Black woman, and to also just further enhance the skills that I already have, and also gain new ones by meeting new people, whether it be my peers or future supervisors or advisors. Yeah, whatever I can gain in order to be just a more enlightened person, I'm all for it. Like, to me, like, that's progress. That's enough growth for me. Like, that exceeds my goals and expectations. So yeah. Imagine that I've been granted $5,000 to design and implement a project to positively impact my local community. From my perspective, what issues are most prevalent within my community? What actions or strategies would I implement to create positive, sustainable change with the seed money? And who would I collaborate with to accomplish my goal? So that's a lot. So I'm gonna dissect it a little bit. So from my perspective, one prevalent issue within the greater St. Louis area, because I'm from Belleville, Illinois, and was born in Washington Park, but raised and grew up in Belleville, Illinois. And one thing that I have always noticed is food deserts. So by that, I mean that stores like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, you wouldn't typically see in an area like East St. Louis or an area like Washington Park. And that's because they are predominantly Black. And also, since they are predominantly Black, they are considered to be impoverished or underfunded or low income. And because of that, they are not seen as, I guess, economically worthy enough to have grocery stores like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or just farmers markets in general. All my time that I have been in Washington Park, my grandma still lives there and resides there. All my time of being there, of driving through East St. Louis, I have never in my life seen a farmer's market. You may find somebody at a flea market selling watermelons, but that's about the closest thing you're going to get to a farmer's market. And to me, that is sad. And even if you see the only grocery store that is in Washington Park is Foodland. And if you go into a Foodland, there's hardly any lights. It smells like sour mop water. It smells like the food is going bad. The only food that you're really going to see is like the basic fruits and vegetables. You know, you're not going to find any eggplant. You're not going to find any squash. You're not going to find any mangoes. You're not going to find any, I was on a roll. You're not gonna find the good stuff. All right, you're not gonna find like the stuff that you would see Bobby Flay cooking up with. You know, you're not gonna see the stuff that you find on the Food Channel all the time. You know, and that says something. That gives a very clear message to me that it's almost like you don't, or not you personally, but like people don't care. The people in higher power don't care about the food that poor people get, or the food that Black people in impoverished communities get. That's what that says to me. And like, I think that food should be an equal access resource, you know? Like, why do I have to live in a affluent community in order to get proper produce in order to get good food. So a project that I would set up would be some form of food pantry that is strictly not with canned goods, okay? Because canned goods can be accessed anywhere. But with, I mean, you could have canned goods, but that wouldn't be the primary reason to have this. It would solely be a I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. It would solely be a food center or like food pantry that is sourced by farmers markets in the St. Louis area, and also like stores like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. I would actually partner with an organization known as Feed My Peeps, where the founder slash president of it currently resides in California, but she stayed here in St. Louis for a few years. I know her because my grandmother actually works for her. My grandmother is one of the current precinct committeemen or committee woman of Washington Park, East St. Louis / Illinois. And she is like the regional rep for at least the Washington Park / East St. Louis area, and she goes to it's actually a partnership with Trader Joe's. So since Trader Joe's consistently is like always stocking up their food because it's organic, fresh produce, they actually always end up having a lot they have to throw out. But instead of actually throwing out the food, they give it to Feed My Peeps, so they give it to my grandma. I've been doing this with my grandma since I was 13 years old. So every Sunday, we go to the Trader Joe's in Chesterfield and sometimes the one in Brentwood, and we collect the food from them. It's in these boxes, and then we go back to we load it up in this van that was given to her through a grant from Feed My Peeps. And we load up the food, take it back to right now we just do it at her house, and we unload all the food at her house, go through the food, make sure there's no bad food, like nothing rotten, moldy, anything like that. And then we repack the food in boxes, but we make sure that each box has an equal amount of like fruits, vegetables, protein, frozen goods, all that good stuff, and bread, and we box it all up, ship it back up in the van, and then we drop it off at families. Sometimes we'll be like feeding like 10 homes one weekend. Another weekend we can end up feeding 40 homes, or helping 40 homes. And it's just a way to give back to the community, and it's also a way to try our best to close in that gap with food deserts. And obviously, like, my grandma's only one person, I'm only one person, and we're the only ones doing it in this community, in this area. But if we were to have like a center or a space fully catered to doing this, like, this could be something that could help East St. Louis, Washington Park, any other predominantly Black and predominantly low income places in the greater St. Louis area that don't have the access to good foods. And also, if it's being partnered with local farmers markets, like, that's helping them, like, that's benefiting their business, you know. So yeah, like, that would be something. Another issue that I care deeply about is the school to prison pipeline, and just how many predominantly Black schools are underfunded. And that's also because, like, once again, like, they're in what's considered to be a low income area. And I'm a true person that believes that representation matters. So I believe that if there were to be an educational pipeline program that goes from K through 12 and connects students with local and specifically Black. I don't know. I'm not trying to, like, make my ideas prejudiced, but I'm just saying that there's a lot that can be done for it. Just so happens that predominantly low income areas also host predominantly Black and brown people. So to me, that's just, and also being a Black woman, I feel like that's the community that I feel like needs help, and I'm about helping my community, as long as with others. But I do have a more, how do I say this, primary loyalty to the Black community, and to like my community, because like I said, I was born in East St. Louis, Washington Park, East St. Louis area, and I've seen, like, I've just had cousins who, you know, weren't able, who still live in that area, and I just see the difference in between the resources that are given to us. I graduated from Belleville East High School, and I can most definitely say that my experience is a lot different than their experience when it comes to school, and it's a lot harder for them. And so, like I said, representation matters, and I believe that, you know, if there were to be some type of educational pipeline program that's K through 12, once these students are in this program from kindergarten to 8th grade, let's just say they're going like on field trips, but like with these field trips, it's purposely stimulating, like enriching them. So for example, let's say they go to the St. Louis Science Center, but there's like special things just catered to them at the St. Louis Science Center. So let's say it's like an event where they meet Black professionals in STEM, and, you know, just talking to them about their jobs and doing little activities and programs with them, or going to the zoo and meeting a Black zoologist. And as, like, when they're kids, like in middle school and elementary school, you don't have to say like, oh, I'm Black and this is great and I'm doing this. All they have to do is just really just show up and tell them about their job. But in that child's mind, they see someone who looks like them. They see representation. They see someone who, and, you know, don't have to be Black, just minority, you know, and, you know, they see someone who looks like them, who may come from like the same background, and in a way it's like a subliminal message that it opens up this idea that they can do anything. And then when they go to high school, allow for this program to transition from being about field trips and learning about different careers and avenues, and then turn into a mentorship program. And this could either be with it can be peer/professional mentorship programs. So what I mean by that is like connecting them with a college student who may have a major in something that they're interested in or something like that, who comes from the same community and same area that they are currently in, and then also pairing them up with a professional who can also help them and came from the same area and knows what they're going through. And, you know, just allowing for them to see like, this is possible and we're here for you and we have this support for you. Because I'm a first-gen student, and being a Black woman first-gen student is hard. And it's hard to find someone who understands what I'm going through, and it's hard to find that support sometimes. And, you know, being in what is considered to be, if you live in what is considered to be predominantly Black and also predominantly low income, impoverished community, on top of the identities that I just listed, it's like even harder, you know? And so to already have that community and have that system built in at a young age, I think is such a great experience. Who would I partner with for this? To be honest, I don't know. I guess like other, like how I was saying, like if you were to do an event like St. Louis Science Center, so like partner with St. Louis Science Center, partner with the zoo to talk to like their employees, to partner with, I don't know, any type of professional like that fits all different categories, you know, partner up with the courthouse, you know, do a day at the courthouse. It's so many options and opportunities to do something like that, and so many partnerships. I guess like the main partnership though would be like schools like that are in predominantly Black communities and predominantly low income communities, and connecting with them first and seeing what their ideas are. I believe that this is like a very like all hands on deck type of project that I'm presenting. So yeah, but I've been talking for that for a while, so I really hope I answered that question. Thank you. Next question: how have I demonstrated a commitment or interest in civic engagement, and social responsibility. Personally, for me, I don't know why I keep saying personally, because everything I'm going to say will be from a personal perspective. But anyways, how have I demonstrated a commitment or interest in civic engagement and social responsibility? So when I was in high school, I was an intern for the JB Pritzker campaign. So for me, like, that was most definitely being civically engaged, because that was my first like professional type of internship or job. So I learned a lot of like skills in regards to time management and attention to detail, and just a lot of more advanced like communication skills than what I was used to before. And that was like a lot of phone banking, canvassing, going to parades, truly meeting face to face with voters and talking to them about their concerns and what they cared about, while also reassuring them or telling them that JB Pritzker is like the candidate for them, and, you know, relating their stories with JB Pritzker's values and his platform. So that was one way I was civically engaged. Socially engaged or socially responsible, just volunteering with my grandma. I've been doing that since I was 13, like I said before, and that has just really been something that has truly created my heart to serve and my heart for people, more than I think I will ever be able to express. My grandma always has a saying, if I got it, you got it. And I love that saying so much, because it's like, if I have these resources, I'm going to do all I can to share them with other people. I'm going to do all I can to make sure that if I'm coming to the top, other people have the same resources to come to the top as well. And so that's something that I believe in and I've created as a mantra myself. Like, if I have it, there should be no reason why I can't share the wealth, why I can't be here for other people, if other people are here for me. So I think that sums it up. Like, that's how I've demonstrated a commitment or interest in civic engagement and social responsibility. Next question. Please explain why this is the right time for you to pursue this opportunity, and how you balance a fellowship with your other commitments. How will you manage unforeseen conflicts or competing commitments? So for me, I always feel like there's never a right time to do anything, because there's always something unforeseen that could occur or pop up. I just believe that if an opportunity presents itself, you're currently or 80% know you're available, go for it. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's what I believe. So that's why I believe that this is the right time. How I balance the fellowship with my other commitments. Great question, because since I was in high school, I've always been someone who's involved in like 5+ things on top of being a student. Being a college student, I'm a full-time student, and right now, currently, I'm committed to 2 other organizations, a campus ministry that I'm a sophomore leader of, and also I'm secretary of my school's Black Cultural Center, which is considered like our like Black student union. And for that, sometimes even with that, my meetings clash on the same days, but at different times. So for example, my campus ministry leader meeting are always on Thursdays from 6 to 8. My Black Cultural Center e-board meetings are from 7 to 8. So I set something up with both advisors on both separate organizations, and I said, hey, crew, campus ministry, since you guys are from 6 to 8, I can make every meeting. I'll be at every meeting. However, because I have this other commitment and I have to be fair to them and give them at equal, if not same exact or similar time, every other one of those meetings, I'll have to leave early around 7 in order to make this other meeting. And both advisors were like, cool, great. And I always make sure that for each meeting, if I'm missing something, I turn in what is supposed to be done on my end by that specified meeting date the day before. So that way even when I'm not there, my work is still done. There never has to be any doubt that I'm not going to get my work done. I'm very big on multitasking, being also a full-time student. So I'm very quick. I'm not slowful at all. I'm fast-paced. I go with the flow. How will I manage unforeseen conflicts or competing commitments? Communication. I feel like communication is so key in order to get things done, in order to solve any form of problem. Communication, and that comes with being a team player and knowing how to communicate with your team and telling your team ahead of time, hey, I have this and this, and but not necessarily meaning that I want the lower end of the work or I want the least amount of work, but that means that truly working with my team to make sure that there's equitable opportunity to perform whatever measure of work for whatever project, make sure everybody does their end, but also communicating like, hey guys, this won't be in until this time because I have this and this, but it will be done before we need it, like before the deadline. I'm very big on communication. So yeah, like I just feel that communicating and working with your team and working with the people around you to work, that it's something that can be fixed or resolved. Yeah. Is there anything I would like to add regarding my qualifications for the Aspen Young Leaders Fellowship? I don't think so, but a quick overview of myself, I guess, because I just kind of went in. I am a sophomore at Loyola University Chicago, but I currently reside back here in my hometown, Belleville, because of COVID, so my school is shut down. I'm a double major in political science and sociology with a minor in theology on the pre-law track. My sociology major is also a concentration in social change and justice. My future goal is to become a civil rights attorney and then eventually become a politician and become president of the United States. Yeah, I have a very big heart to serve people. As I said before, I care a lot about service. I have interned for the J.B. Pritzker campaign when he was running for governor of Illinois, which he won. So I'm very civically engaged as well. I try my best to be as informed as possible on what's going on in this world and to just be a greater help to my community in any way that I can. I really hope that I have answered these questions to your satisfaction. I hope to hear from you soon. I pray that this was not a cringy, gruesome video to sit through. I hope you can see my personality through this and see how excited and how energetic and outgoing I am and how ready I am for to be a part of this program, if allowed. So thank you so much for your time and consideration. Have a great day.